also live build of a WhatsApp chatbot by crowdsourcing the problem statements. And we will also talk about a Glyphic AI chatbot accelerator, which is a funded program towards the end. So stay tuned, all of you. Um, yeah. So, uh, okay, hold on. So the reality that I was talking about is when we all start in this sector, right? So most of us, we initially start with calls, field visits, spreadsheets, etc. All of that seems to work for a while until our program starts growing, because at the end of the day, we all want to scale our program. So um, maximum of the beneficiaries get to see the impact, get to be part of the other side, right? So, but when things go at scale, um, things start becoming a lot overwhelming. So, the tagline that I would like to go ahead with that I've added on the slide is communication works until scale breaks it. So that's when we all start moving into WhatsApp. So since it's most one of the most used communication tools here, I'm sure all of you here might use WhatsApp in one form or the other, because it offers massive reach, extremely high engagement, low adoption barriers because a lot of the users are already having WhatsApp on their phones pre-installed and they use it on a daily basis. So we all start using WhatsApp in either WhatsApp groups, WhatsApp communities, or one-on-one chats. But this works. Again, not at scale because it becomes very resource intensive to reply to each of their conversations, each of their queries that they ask on the bot, and it becomes very challenging when it goes at scale. So we will fish out the challenges at a later point. But let's look at one such challenge that one of our partner organization faced. So this organization is called the Antarang Foundation, right? So firstly, an intro to them. While I was just roughly going over some the registrations for today's webinar, I noticed a lot of you are from education sector, so I thought we will go about this. So this organization as well is from the education sector, which is trying to enable choice-based learning for students aged between 14 to 18, and they are from the poorest public schools, right? So, since it's a choice-based learning model, what they were trying to do is they wanted to, they had three different kinds of career model in place. One was called the career awareness, then we had the career ready model, and then alumni career development. So, career awareness was for the ninth and 10th standard students, where they try to create the interest, bring in the aptitude, and help the students get aware of the career options available. And then when it comes to the career ready model, where this was mostly focused on the students from 11th and 12th standard. So here they used to help them do the career planning, teach them employability skills, and so on. So when it comes to the alumni career development, where now the students have gone through the education, so here it was more of all helping them build resumes, making them job employable, and then giving them job opportunities. So all of this they were doing on WhatsApp groups, right? So they created multiple WhatsApp groups to share information about courses, jobs, etc. But they faced a lot of challenges. So some of the challenges that I've specified here are like ignored messages or people leaving the group, personalization that could not happen because there were hundreds of people within the same group, and engagement was definitely not there because there were multiple people who were putting in queries and responding to each of them in a timely fashion was challenging. So this org, I have not yet introduced the term of AI. So this org wasn't trying to use AI. They were not trying to use any technology. The problem and the objective that they were trying to achieve was that they were trying to ensure that students get 24/7 access to contextualized and relevant career guidance information whenever they ask. That was the objective. So this is the kind of problems we all solve today, either in one form or the other. Here it is in education sector, it is about this, but we see in health sector people facing people working with mothers, young mothers who are facing issues in delivering information about pregnancy related, vaccination related problems. We have seen in agricultural sector where people require timely information on crops, weather reports, market rates, etc. So I hope all of you are able to relate to this within your own sectors on how challenges could be. So the solution that they thought of was automation with personalization, right? WhatsApp group is there. We have a tool where we are able to reach them, but the engagement is not happening. So they implemented a WhatsApp chatbot that showed a positive uptake within just in a few months. When they piloted it in April 2021, the first initial positive result that they saw was the attendance on their virtual sessions that they used to have jumped from 20 per session to 100 per session. And today they have 50,000 plus users who interact on their chatbot. It's a one on one chatbot, right? So, having said that, I hope you are all able to relate to different challenges that you also face similar to this in the context of your sectors and the work that you do. So, before I dive into or bring out the problem statements, I want to understand how you all stay connected today with your end beneficiaries currently. Sneha, could you help in raising that poll? So, here we'll be launching a poll to understand how you stay connected with your end beneficiaries. So, if you can give us, um,
Aishwarya, you might have to do it. I can't see it on my panel.
okay, hold on. Yeah, is it visible? Is the poll
Yes.
okay? Okay. I see a lot of WhatsApp, emails, field visits, phone call. Hmm. Okay. 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 So out of all the responses we've got here, I had consciously kept it as a multi-select because we know that one touch with our end beneficiaries is never going to be fruitful. So we use different communication channels to reach out to them. So and I see one common thread amongst all of you, which is WhatsApp. Right? So if any one of you can unmute, those who have mentioned WhatsApp, can unmute and tell me the different challenges that you face while using WhatsApp as a tool and how you're using it. If you're comfortable, you can also share it on the chat window. Okay. The WhatsApp groups only. Okay. Thanks, Vamin. So when you say WhatsApp groups, how do you do it? What are the challenges that you currently face?
So, hi Aishwarya. I'm Amin from People.
Hmm.
So, I am associated with one of the scale program that people run.
Hmm.
So, we have multiple in lakhs of beneficiary, right?
Hmm.
And the digital course is one of the main intervention that we run.
Hmm.
So, communicating course details and like through posters, messages, and course links with WhatsApp group is the way of communication that we are interacting with our beneficiary or teacher. So,
Hmm.
one challenge that we face that we cannot say how many teachers our message reached to. right? The same challenge that you mentioned about the Atrang Foundation, I think, right?
Hmm.
That is the main uh, challenge that we are facing right now.
Hmm.
And the second one is we can't say like these number of teachers reached out to our message and these number of teachers who have opened the PDF or poster, right? That is the second challenge that we are facing.
Hmm.
So ensuring our program reach through these type of messages is a question that we are thinking to address.
Okay. So you're saying basically analytics is what is missing. If I'll have to give one word to what you told me as two challenges. So analytics on the program reach and how many people have opened, absorbed the content, and um, what are they doing with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is correct. But the second option that we're exploring to understand it, how many enrollments are there on our shared course link, right? That
Hmm.
is the way that we are measuring the reach of our messages, but we are not sure about that those teachers are reached to our courses through our communication messages only.
Understood.
So this is the confusion, I think we can say.
Okay, program reach and analytics.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Amin.
Just
So,
to add on to what
yes.
Amin just said, so we
Hmm.
also have another chance. So when we share PDF, so like long documents like this through WhatsApp messages, right?
Hmm.
So we do not know what teachers want actually, what question to be, what like do they get answered from this,
Hmm.
and how are they consuming this information. So we have no idea. Like so don't know whether they are downloading it and going through the full document and looking for the particular information, and whether they are able to find that particular information from that document, is it useful to them. So we have a clue like how useful the this particular channel of communication is actually.
Okay, that's great. So you're saying you send documents, but you do not know if that entire document is being absorbed by the teachers really well, if it's answering their particular queries they had, or if they're
Mhm.
actually going go through the document entirely or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's yeah. Thank you for that context, Ramesh. Um, I see Panchali as well. Time boundary is violated. Often people reach out beyond work hours, which makes it definitely impossible for you to reply to them when you're not available. Thanks for that, Panchali. So, we at NHAI have a RAG based LLM chatbot on our portal. For the distribution of this product, we are exploring how this can be integrated as a WhatsApp chatbot. Wanted your thoughts on this. Okay. So, what is the problem that you are facing, Mayank? So, though this is like a little outside of the context because we're talking about WhatsApp chatbots, but would like to actually understand the challenges that you're facing of a chatbot that's outside of WhatsApp today.
Okay, so basically, all the field officers are already on WhatsApp, and
Hmm.
they don't want to come out of that entire ecosystem and go to a portal. And
Hmm.
even if they have some query based on the standards that we have.
Hmm.
So we were exploring how this LLM-based chatbot can also be integrated as a WhatsApp bot on a CUG-based number or something like that, where
Hmm.
people can just post the queries, and we can have a webhook or something where those messages are then forwarded to us, and then we can reply. But in that entire architecture, there are a lot of nuances uh, which we were struggling with. So I just wanted your thoughts on something like this.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much on this context. So,
Can I
anyone?
just add on to that as well, like which
Go ahead.
Mayank? So we are also exploring kind of RAG-based, right, chatbots on LLMs. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, one question there would be like, so there again, we are going to like look at tokens consumption and all, right? Like, so depending on the interaction between the users and the chatbot and
Hmm.
the like uh, the cost, the budget goes up drastically, right? So if you are using a WhatsApp based chatbot in that place, would it help us in kind of bringing down the cost to any extent? That is what another thing we were like kind of like like thinking
Hmm.
about, like, or considering.
How can you make it cost effective?
Mhm.
Yep.
So like, is it like, so is would it this be equally like expensive for cost will be as same as the kind of, if you go for a LLM or any of the RAG based platforms, or
Hmm.
like will this help us in bringing down the cost to any extent?
Understood. Okay, that helps. We will discuss about the cost later. Probably, if you can stay back after the thing, we can see how. What do you mean when you say bring down the cost, and how much is it that you are paying today if you are using an alternate solution, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, on that note, I had put this particular deck together, like this particular slide together, purposefully blank on the right side. So these are a few points that I got from all of you. So this is something that I will use as guiding principle for me right now to build a chatbot. Okay, sorry, I think my screen is not visible now. Okay, I think I stopped sharing. Hold on. Yep. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Right. So, one is analytics that we will definitely get to at the end. There is a solution for that on how we can get analytics of different program reach and open rates. Sorry, open rates. Um, and the other one is how do you want like if teachers ask open-ended questions or if they're not able to absorb the entire document that you have shared with them, how do you do that? And definitely 24/7 support where they reach out post work timings, how can you still support them with whatever you have, right? So just as a quick demo, so one problem statement that I'm getting from all of this is having an LLM based chatbot that will help solve, answer individual questions that the teachers or any users might have from a huge document that you have provided, to give them instant support in a timely fashion. And three, reach people on a WhatsApp. So we are going to see how we can have an LLM that is for people who are not very well known of the term called LLM. You can just call it an AI enabled chatbot. So we will see how we can build AI enabled chatbot um, that we can enable on WhatsApp. So I'm going to show you how we can do that on Glyphic, right? So Glyphic is the platform that we have built together to basically enable this. So having said that, the platform that you see right now on the screen, this is the Glyphic platform. On the right side, you can see all the conversations. In the center of the screen, you can see the conversation history with each. And on the left side, you see a lot of functionalities which we can explore later, but just in the interest of time. So this section, which we call flows, is where we build the conversation together, right? So with that context, so let's create a chatbot in live to address all of the problem statements that you have shared with me right now. So I'm going to call this webinar demo. That's the name I'm giving to my chatbot. Um, I'm going to give it a keyword. So keyword is the first word that you send a phone number to start the conversation. So if you're texting your friends or family, you might say hi, but in the chatbot, you can keep it hi, but since I've used hi for a different conversation, I'm going to use web here. Right? So now I'm going to create this chatbot on the screen. So this is called the flow editor. So when I say that I want to create a message, you get a box that gives different functionalities that are available. So if I'll have to now translate the problem statements that you gave me to a conversation. So let's say, Ramesh, on the basis of what you said, you upload a document in the you share a document, and then people can go through the document on the basis of the questions that they have. So imagine if people can actually just using a conversation text on WhatsApp that this is the question that I have, and WhatsApp is able to go to the document in the backend and fetch the answer from there to them. Would that help?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, yes.
Right. So if I'll have to translate that into a conversation now, so I'll be like, hi, when someone reaches out to me saying hi, in this case, web, I'll be like, hi, how are you? And what can I help you with today? Right. So this is the first message that will go to a user when someone reaches out saying hi. And now, when you talk something to someone, or even on a WhatsApp, when you text something to someone, you ideally wait for them to respond, right? So similarly, you have a box called wait for response that is going to basically collect the user's response. So this is going to collect the response for me, right? And now, after they have answered and have collected that response, um, now I want to be able to answer their question on the basis of a document that I've uploaded, right? So for that, we will have to call an AI. So here we call it an webhook because we have integrated it with AI using a webhook. And the function that we have named within Glyphic to be able to do that is file search GPT. So just a quick context on why file search GPT. We are uploading a file and we are letting the AI search through the file to answer a question to someone, right? So file search GPT is, we are all very well known of Chat GPT. So file search GPT, right? So if I say this on the function body, I have to now, if the AI has to give me the answer, it has to also be given a question to answer. So here I have basically saved the response from the user as the response. So I am going to give that to the AI saying this is the question that you're supposed to respond to. And here assistant ID is like basically the document ID that you add here. So when I say document ID, so there is a place called AI assistance here. Can you see on the left side where I am moving my scroll
Mhm.
mouse?
Yeah.
So if you go
Yes.
um, this is where you will come into, where you get uh, a kind of an editor to basically add the instructions. So while we are conversing with a chat GPT today, what do we do? Like if we want something, we give it instructions. This is how I want it. So I want it in one line, or I want it to be simplified like a fifth standard student understands, or I want it in 6 points and things like that. So those instructions I'll be providing here within a box called instructions. So this is something that I have provided just before, just so that we have some time to go over other questions and things like that. So I've given the guidelines to the AI saying that this is the single source of truth, do not hallucinate, keep it concise, keep it to 6 sentences. And I've also given it an example format. So this document that I've uploaded here is an ASCR report. So now, what is an ASCR report? This is a document, if I'll have to, yeah. So annual state of education report 2024. So this gives a deep understanding based on a household survey that was conducted in the year 2005 on children's schooling and learning that's happening in India. So this report I have uploaded here and I've given the instructions. I've uploaded it here, right? So when I do this, I get something called as an assistant ID, if you can see on the screen. So this is the assistant ID. This is the document ID basically that I will add here. So now when I do this, what will happen is when someone asks a question, that question is fed into, given to the AI, and AI looks into the document for the appropriate answer based on the question asked, and then it will give us the response. So I um, so now to fetch the response, I'll have to give it in a result variable format, not getting into the technicalities of it. But if I'll have to just quickly go over it. So here, whatever is the response that is being generated from AI is being saved in the name result one, right? So I am just going to say, because this is dynamic and the question can vary and the response can also vary. So I'm going to say fetch the result from the AI and display the message. So this is the result, this is the message that it is going to display, and I say okay. So this is it. So now if I publish this, can you see an AI simulator on the screen? Sorry, what phone simulator?
What? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
WhatsApp simulator. So I will ask a question called what is an ASER report, right? For example. So what will it do? Because it's AI, because it has to go through a document about 100 page plus, it might take up to 10 seconds to fetch the answer. So here, as a good practice, normally what we do is we put in a message saying that thank you for your question. Um, I will get back to you within 10 seconds, right? Or give me 10 seconds to fetch the answer for you. So here it is asking me, could you please specify what information you are looking for in ASER report 2024? So basically it is asking me a follow-up question. Here it is has it has the I see the it has become intelligent in asking me a follow-up question where it wants to um, give me very appropriate answer. So yeah, in short, this is how an AI bot that can be built on Glyphic platform, that which took less than 10 minutes. So the other problem that we wanted to address was the responses 24 bar 7 support, right? Because this is automation and it is not a person who's responding, and since it's a bot who's responding, so even if someone reaches out, which they might need information at that point of time at 12 or 2 a.m. in the midnight, they will get an instant response from the bot, not having to wait manually for anyone to respond, right? And yeah, I'll pause here before going into analytics. If you guys have any questions. Yes, Ramesh.
Yeah, so couple of questions, Aishwarya. So this basically WhatsApp is acting as the interface to the chatbot, right? Otherwise, everything is happening with LLM. Our knowledge base is there, and we are using LLM features to access the knowledge base and respond to the user queries, right? WhatsApp is just a kind of a user interface to that backend system, right?
Correct, correct. The idea was to ensure that it is available on WhatsApp because users are already on WhatsApp.
Got it. So here, so basically, then we would need an API key or like so, and a subscription to the particular LLM, whatever LLM model we are using, right?
Correct. So any LLM model that you would have to use, if I'll have to translate it into Glyphic, so you would just need a subscription with Glyphic. If in case Glyphic is a platform that you choose, then you would not need a separate API key or anything. So it's just the subscription to Glyphic, and Glyphic handles all the API calls in the back end for you.
Got it. But which is it a kind of a one specific model Glyphic uses, or like we can go for any model? Like suppose if
So
Gemini, if you want to go for Gemini or Claude, is that possible?
Glyphic is currently integrated with OpenAI.
Open,
So
okay.
it uses GPT models because we have a partnership with OpenAI. So yeah, it uses GPT models currently.
But again, within GPT, can we
Different.
connect to any model or? is it again fixed? Like we have
Yes,
facility
great
multiple
question.
versions, right?
If you can see the screen, yes, you can choose. By default, it will have the latest model or the best supported model selected, but you can choose from any models.
Got it, got it. And one more question, sorry, like, and suppose like our knowledge base is, suppose say like residing in SharePoint, suppose say like Microsoft environment.
Hmm.
So then the Microsoft security features would apply, right? Will come into play, right? If you are trying to access those documents.
So here
And
we are like, if I'll again, I again have to translate it into Glyphic because Glyphic is something I'm representing. I'm not sure of how other interfaces work. So here you will have a Google Cloud platform that will be created for you. So every
Mhm.
organization will have a Google Cloud platform created. So your knowledge base will get uploaded there. So WhatsApp has end-to-end encryption. That security is going to apply. Um,
Mhm.
and the document, since it's like, yeah, so it's going to sit on Google Cloud Platform once you upload it here on
So
your.
that is one constraint, right? We cannot use whatever is right now available on SharePoint. We cannot use it as it is, right? We'll have to move it to Google Cloud.
Can. You can as well. That
Okay.
requires integration with Microsoft Azure instead of
Mhm.
Google Platform. So as a set, we have integrated it with Google Cloud Platform. But if you would want to integrate it with Microsoft Azure, you can do that as well because Glyphic is open source.
Got it. And then I think that the cost part you'll be covering later on, right?
Yeah, yeah, I will
Okay.
cover it later on.
Cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, that's all from my side.
Thank you, Ramesh. Mayank, you had a question? Anyone else with any other questions? Yes, Mayank.
Okay, so just a quick question. If what if I had to hold conversational history
I'm losing you. Your
with
voice is
the
breaking.
particular user as well?
I'm losing. I actually did not hear your question,
Hello,
Mayank. Your voice was breaking.
right now am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I was just asking, what if I wanted to get the conversation history of the user as well, and then give that context to the LLM? Could I do that as well?
Great question. I was about to get into analytics part of it. Uh, uh, okay. Can you, now my screen is still visible, right?
Yeah.
Right. So with the Google Cloud Platform integration in place, there is a dashboard that comes, which is called the Looker Studio dashboard. We connect it with the Looker Studio dashboard. So you will get analytics reports on the trends, basically what time people are reaching out to you, what date people have reached out to you, um, I mean, what is the spike looking like? If you'll have to look at individual conversations, who has replied what? So there is a set template. If I'll have to put it in a very simple format, there's a set template of dashboard which can be downloaded, shared, and looked into, analyzed across different periods of time. So it is also customizable on the basis of how you want to have it. So yes, there is an analytics dashboard which gives you everything that you would want to know, which is also customizable outside of the template that we've already put together. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. One more quick question. In the bot that we made, what if someone just spams a lot of messages? Uh, we'll not make API calls for each and every one of them, right? How would we manage that?
When you say spam, so you're saying someone unnecessarily. I mean, so it is about how you design the flow, right? So if you are like, when you say if someone is reaching out to you over and over, over and over, this normally this API call ends after three loops. unless and
Okay.
until you want to go on further. So if it
Okay.
is one webhook call, so that ends at the end of three loops. But if you would want to go further, then you can add another webhook. So yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yes, Vikram.
Hi, Aishwarya. Hi. So one of the questions I have is everywhere I see Glyphic, it's really simple and you can build it as easy as like in 30 minutes and so on. But for typically an organization, like all the use cases that you're talking about, like how much time did it take for them to like build it and then not the initial prototype I'm talking about, but like something fully functional. How long did it take for them, and what kind of technical expertise do they need in-house, and what kind of support can we take from the Glyphic team?
Very great question. Thank you for putting across this, Vikram. So, yes, so my intention, our intention to put this webinar out that you can build something in 30 minutes was what we were trying to do is basically because Glyphic is a low code, no code platform. Though for anyone, any organization or any individual person, it takes a little bit of time to get adapted to a newer platform when you especially have to do things. So if you would have to use Glyphic, you don't need to be technical, you don't need to be tech savvy, you need to be logical, right? So if you look at all the way that I've put together the entire conversation, it's about building it like a flow chart. So if you are able to like put together on a sheet or or on any of the lucid chart or any other flow chart, or even on the paper, um, to say, so if this is the question, this should be the response. If you're just able to visualize that as a flow chart, you can easily translate that onto Glyphic. So to support you as well, so initially we do provide onboarding trainings to ramp you up, which is hands-on for your particular use case, and we also provide support outside of that onboarding training as well over our support channel that we use, which is Discord, where usually our entire team are very active and hands-on to provide any kind of responses, and you will usually get responses within 4 hours.
Just to add on top of that, Vikram, so we have usually, I mean, typically seen that organizations take anywhere between 2 weeks to three
True.
months to launch the chatbot. Okay. Totally, it totally depends on how much time you want to spend on the bot and how quickly you are ready to pilot things on the ground, right? So if you have a basic structure ready, putting it on the bot, we generally say try it out with a very small workflow like how you see right now. Go on the ground and test it. So this doesn't take more than 2 days. And we have seen that organizations doing that in 2 days time as well. So yeah, so that is, I mean, we will train you on how you can use it, but it is for you to decide what is the scope you want to have for the pilot, and then scale.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you, Aishwarya. And just a follow-up question on that, I think that multilingual is a possibility here, right?
Yes.
Yes, there's if you can talk about that, Ashwarya. Yeah, please.
Yeah, so there is Google Translates that we have integrated it with. So whatever context that you have put in basic English, if you would want to translate it into any other language, which you can enable within settings. So right now I've enabled English and Hindi, Marathi here. So if I say Hindi and just click translate, you can see all the user-facing messages in Hindi.
Got it. And just one more thing, I'm seeing on the left panel that there's something called WhatsApp groups.
Hmm.
So, does it mean that this thing gets supported in group chats as well, or is it only one-on-one, or is it both?
So the one that I spoke to you about is very limited to one-on-one. When
Okay.
it comes to groups, it's group automation. I don't know if you know or not. So WhatsApp group is automation is not an official feature by WhatsApp. So we
Mhm.
have enabled that with the integration of MateAPI. So, so WhatsApp group automation is a feature that's available on Glyphic, but it's limited to sending broadcasts, messages, being able to track polls, scheduled messages, triggers, and things like that, but not conversational.
Okay, got it.
So just to add, like if you are working with multiple groups and you want to offload tasks in terms of sending reminders on groups, there that's where you can have a bot onto that group, and that bot will then send reminder messages or broadcast onto that group. That is how it functions.
That's helpful. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you, Aishwarya.
Thank you, Vikram. Anyone?
Aishwarya, would you like to talk about the accelerator?
Sure. Um, yeah, I hope for others it was not too technical. If you have questions, feel free to stay back and we will address those later. Uh, right. Hold on. Um, now that we went through the live demo and we've also spoken about okay, so if you will have to like basically reflect you so these are a few questions that I had put together to understand what could be some barriers that you are currently facing um, after learning about the WhatsApp chatbot automation, AI on WhatsApp. Does AI as a technology make you feel approachable or yeah, if anyone wants to unmute and share or text. Yes, Vikram.
Uh, can we look at the costing part and everything? Because I think that comes down to how approachable this feels for me.
Okay, okay, okay. So the reason why I was trying to ask that is we have put together a cohort, a program called Glyphic AI Chatbot Accelerator. So this is a selective cohort which is also supported and funded, and it is for 30 organizations. So this is happening from April 2026 to October 2026, which is a 6-month cohort. And when we say 30 organizations, 15 from our existing NGO partners will be part of it, and 15 new organizations will get an opportunity to be a part of it. So the support and fundings are going to help you design, build, pilot, and scale an AI-enabled WhatsApp chatbot. So you should have an AI use case as one of the eligibility criteria to be a part of the cohort. So there is a cohort fee that's applicable. That's 30,000, which will cover the entire costs and benefits for about 250,000 plus for 6 months. So there's no other additional cost that will come up for 6 months apart from 30,000. At the end of the cohort, we will be closing with performance-based grants for top 3 performing NGOs. That's at the end of 6 months. Um, yeah, so the applications for this cohort is officially open, and we will share the application links, the form links for all of you to apply for if you would be interested. But if you have any questions on this, I'm here. Um,
Any like constraint on cohort size? How many members can be there in the cohort?
2 per organization, 30 as a total number of organizations, out of which 15 is new.
Okay, so two of us, like two from, for example, like people can be part of the cohort,
Yeah,
right?
two from people can be a
And
part of the cohort.
30,000 for both will be covered.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
The
actually,
30,000.
30,000 is the cohort fee per
Okay,
organization. So
okay,
it's not on the number of participant. It's per organization.
got it. Yeah, thanks.
So it has a selection process on its own. So if you are looking for an opportunity, if this can help you, if this can help solve barriers and issues, that challenges that you have, you can apply. And then the selection process is where we will look over the responses that you have shared and get on a one-on-one call with you to understand a little bit more about your AI use case and how you have thought of implementing it, post which you will be given a small task of going over there will be trainings that will be provided over webinars and documentations that will be provided to you. So you would have to build at least 1 or 2 basic flows to begin with, and post which our product team internally will take a call on the eligibility of a particular organization to the cohort.
Just to understand, I mean, I understand there's a limitation of like 15 organizations and everything. But broadly, what would be the cost if somebody wants to implement a chatbot for their organization today? What would be the recurring cost for them?
I can give that to you as well. So outside of the accelerator, uh, the Glyphic pricing has four major components. I hope the pricing page is visible, right? So one is the one-time setup fee that we charge, which is 15,000 plus taxes. So this covers the onboarding training that we provide. And also there are certain setup processes in place that are required to set up a WhatsApp chatbot. Um, so having a Facebook verified account, a Meta verified account, and there is a BSP provider um, that's there who provides the WhatsApp Business API. So setting all of that up, so which is 15,000 plus taxes. So Glyphic is a SaaS platform where we provide it for a SaaS cost of 9,500. So this is the platform charges, if I have to simplify, which is payable monthly, quarterly, or yearly based on the convenience. So if it's monthly, it's 9,500 plus taxes. So these are the two Glyphic associated costs. Um, and now, if I'll have to talk about messaging costs, which is charged by Meta. So, this is dynamic and is based on the number of messages that you exchange and how many people you reach out to and what kind of messages you exchange. So, there are two categories, which is business initiated and user initiated. So, if you have messages where you want to broadcast about a program or an event, or any message that you would want to broadcast, all of that falls under business initiated. If there is a conversation that is being initiated by a user asking for a query, that comes under user initiated, right? So business initiated has subcategories under it, so the charges will apply accordingly. And user initiated, the first message is free. So this business initiated as well is applicable for the first message. So after that, within the conversation, we see a lot more incoming and outgoing messages getting exchanged within a conversation. So all of those messages will be charged at 0.001 USD by Capsha. I know this is a little difficult to comprehend and also estimate. So uh, uh, if you have 1,000 users, if we have a calculator here on our website. So just to give a rough estimate, if you have 1,000 users whom you're reaching out to twice a month, which is the business initiated message, and there are 10 messages being exchanged within each of these conversations, you can approximately see the messaging cost is 3,660 per person per month.
Got it. And one more thing on this.
Hmm.
So I know the Glyphic is open source. So does it mean that the initial, like whatever we're building as a prototype internally, if we want to get a buy-in from the leadership, it's possible without like getting initiated on the process fee and all that? Is that a possibility just to give a working prototype to the organization and then decide whether they want to go ahead or not?
So when I say it's open source, it's open to integrate with other platforms. But what you're so
Okay.
no, in short, no, Vikram. So we do provide a demo account which you can try for 7 days and
Okay.
explore the platform for. Um, and Yeah, but if you're looking at building a working prototype, then yeah, the way to proceed is to go ahead with Glyphic as a SaaS platform.
Okay, and the demo account is going to be something functional that we can show inside the organization after building some basic workflows to get their buy-in, right? That's something that's going to be possible with the demo account.
Yes, there are certain conditions you'll have to use it within 20 to 30 people. It should be internal.
Yeah,
The live testing on WhatsApp. Yeah, I can share you those conditions, but yes.
got it. Cool. Thank you.
Any other questions?
And you're saying 15 new and 15 existing. What is the intention of like continuing with 15 existing organizations in the cohort?
To enable AI for them as well. So they already have WhatsApp chatbots that they have implemented. And if
Oh,
you have AI use cases, so to help them enable AI as well.
okay, got it. And how competitive is this, Aishwarya, in terms of like when I say 15 organizations, new organizations, something that you're going to select out of how many organizations, roughly?
Um, so we are open to receiving most number of applications. Right now, we have about 50 plus people who have already applied, and the process of selection is already ongoing. And since, yeah, this was open. So, yeah. I mean, ideally, go ahead, Sneha. You wanted to add something?
No, I just wanted to say that this is one of the cohorts that we're running, and this is going to be our largest cohort this year. But if by any chance this gets filled, we'll be happy to support outside of that as well. And depends on your readiness when you plan to launch, we can talk about how we can support you well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So does this cost include OpenAI as well?
Yes, we are providing messaging credits to cover the WhatsApp messaging costs, which is 100 USD. We are also providing 200 USD of OpenAI credits. Yeah, I think I forgot to mention that on the slide, but I can share the web page, which includes all of these details. Yeah, in depth, that has all the different um, benefits.
Cool, cool. Got it. Yeah, thanks.
I think we have two questions on the chat window. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Neha, for sharing that. The link that Neha shared on the chat window, that's the link to our webpage, which has the selection process, eligibility criteria, and the benefits mentioned in detail. So please feel free to go have a look. And there is also an application form there to apply, but we will be sharing it on email as well. Any other questions? So we will just quickly launch, while you're thinking about questions, we will just quickly launch another poll just to,
Hi, Aishwarya. I have a question if you can answer, please.
yes, Saurabh, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I'm from media and communication agency, and we are just a kind of startup. We have started last year only. So
Hmm.
I just want to understand how this can be beneficial for us, like for an organization who has very less manpower.
This is in the Glyphic platform.
Yep, yes.
So we can discuss about the challenges and the problem statement that you have in mind, Saurabh, in a more detailed fashion over a one-on-one call. I think then I'll be able to give you a better response on how this can be more beneficial. Will that work? I can share my calendar on the email with you.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Saurabh. So, just launching a small feedback poll to get your um, uh, responses on how the webinar went and any thoughts on how what we should do to improve it better. And there is also a question on would you be interested in applying for a Glyphic OpenAI Chatbot Accelerator? On the basis of that response, we will also be sharing the application forms with you on the email. So, yeah, if you can respond to the poll, it will be really helpful. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, the poll is launched, right? Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please feel free to think through, and we are here. If you want to stay back after the webinar as well, please do so as well. We can discuss.
If anyone has any thoughts on the webinar, and if you want to unmute yourself and share, that would also be nice.
Yeah.
No questions, Aishwarya. Thank you so much, Aishwarya and Sneha. I'll drop off here.
Thank you, Vic. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well.